Buying pay-per-views on NordVPN.com/Fightful is going to enhance your pay-per-view buying process. Now, one subscription to NordVPN has so many different benefits, but if you're a big pay-per-view buyer like myself, UFC, boxing, pro wrestling, all that good stuff, any combination of the three, if they're doing a fight circus or something like that, this subscription will pay for itself after 1 or 2 pay-per-view buys. Change your virtual location, pay for it at the prices that other people are paying for it in the UK, in Australia, etc., etc. And you can get different interfaces. Maybe you don't like Peacock and you want to check out the WWE Network the way that it used to be, the way that it was designed to be, the easy navigation, so on and so forth. Maybe you want to watch AEW without commercials. Maybe there's some other overseas services that you can't subscribe to and you want access to them. NordVPN.com/Fightful gives you that with a great deal and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Even better, 24/7 tech support, so if you have trouble navigating any of it, they can help you out. Fastest VPN on the planet, NordVPN.com/Fightful. What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp. Welcome to Fightful. Here with a name you know. We got Vic Joseph.
Do you trust the name, though? The
Yeah,
name
do
you know
you?
and the name you trust.
Do you trust the name?
I don't know.
Do you trust your own name?
Now you're making me question myself.
Well, listen, you shouldn't question yourself. You have overcome such adversity being a Cleveland sports fan, and
Didn't take long.
Like, I mean, you might be the biggest success story in Cleveland sports.
Oh, come on. Maybe. Well, LeBron coming back and winning the title.
Well, where's he now?
Oh, he's in L.A., that's true.
He's in L.A. He went all
What about Johnny Gargano?
He moved to Florida.
I moved to Florida.
Okay, you live in Florida now?
Yeah, I live in Florida.
Well, what does that say about Cleveland?
You're really ruining this interview, Sean.
I'll say this. I was sincerely disappointed as a Cincinnati sports fan that I went to Cleveland and it didn't suck that bad.
Cleveland's a great city.
I was expecting to go there and see a trash fire of a city.
Oh, that's not true.
I'll tell you what was really bad. It's like my Magneto origin story. I found out my grandmother and my mom lived in Cleveland for 2 years.
So you have Cleveland blood.
And I was like, no.
Yeah, so you're a de facto Clevelander.
Yeah, it sucks.
Wow, wait till people from Cincinnati hear that you're actually from Cleveland.
So how are you feeling hearing Cleveland SummerSlam weekend?
I'm so pumped. I will show you off air my suit.
Okay.
For SummerSlam. I'll give you a sneak peek.
So you've already got it ready.
I have thought about it. I'd love to be part of it in some way, shape, or form. I think in my dream scenario, I'd be calling a match with Johnny Gargano, which seems to be the theme of all my media here today. But, man, it's so cool for the city, too, to have an event like that. I think even if it's in Cincinnati, if it came, whatever city, like Philadelphia right now, man, like everybody you look around and it's like it's wrestling and it's so cool and it's so fun. So to come back to Cleveland, my hometown, Miz, Gargano, the list goes on of Clevelanders. It's so cool to me to be thinking, man, the stadium that I used to work at and the stadium that I take my son to watch football and Johnny and I have been, we're now going to have a show. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, that's incredible. That's awesome.
It is incredible. You've been on some pretty big calls, but not everything always goes the way you anticipate. Do you remember a specific moment within WWE or even outside of WWE where your sort of voice was tested in that way, where you're like, you got to think specifically on the fly, and it was a genuine shock to you, no preparation?
I think it's going to sound sad, but it's whenever somebody gets hurt.
Of
course. We're in the moment, and then you have to take your foot off the gas. And when you take your foot off the gas, that's when it gets real, because you are looking at somebody who, I remember when R-Truth, and we've all heard, he just did interviews this Mania. We talking about that he almost had to have his leg amputated. Yeah. So it's those moments that you kind of look back and you're like, ooh, that tests mentally of having to take your foot off the gas.
What do you want to be remembered for whenever your career is over? You got a long ways to go, obviously, but
I hope.
As of now, what would you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered as somebody who was passionate about wrestling, who loved the WWE, and who loved every time he went on there, no matter what the day is. I mean, this is my 17th consecutive WrestleMania.
Wow.
I went to my first one at WrestleMania 23 as a fan. I remember going to WrestleMania 30 and sitting in whatever section I was in. WrestleMania 34, was back in New Orleans. This is the first time I called a match on WrestleMania, and I turned around and looked at where I was sitting. And just those moments, I want people to remember, because they may not know.
Yeah.
I don't take this for granted. This is my lifelong dream.
Yeah.
I've done the World Series. I've done the NBA Finals. I've interviewed LeBron and Kobe and Johnny Manziel and covered the Browns, and I did all that to get here.
Yeah.
And it's nothing that I take lightly, and obviously Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania, these are those moments. Sitting with you is also like a pleasure because I get to talk wrestling with someone who loves wrestling.
Yeah. Hopefully we get to talk a little bit more. I want to be cognizant of everybody's time. But Vic Joseph, it was a pleasure, my friend.
Dude, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I got to show you that suit, though.
Oh,
I'm a man of my word.
Yes,
so
indeed.
you can trust in the name Vic Joseph.
Until next time, guys, we're out.